Here's how Spurs need to set up this Sunday to beat Aston Villa at home. I think Vicario in goal and the back four pretty much picks themselves. Porro at right back, Romero and Van der Ven, and Udogie, who's been in fantastic form at left back. But the midfield is where it gets interesting. I think Palhinha is a necessary addition. I think his ability to break up transitions is going to be fantastic against Aston Villa because they look to play on transition a lot. Partnering him for me would be Bergvall, and I'll explain why. Odobert on the left, who's forming such a good relationship with Udogie. Simmons in the 10. Kudus, of course, on the right, and Tell up front to hopefully gain some momentum off his performance against Leeds. Now, regardless of formation, Villa tend to set up in a very narrow way. They look to really make the pitch compact and control central areas. They're often happy to sit in a mid-block, but with that mid-block, their line remains very high, so they make the pitch very small and narrow, limiting any real spaces between the lines. So often against Villa, the joy will come with playing the perfect passes over the top to beat that high line and that offside trap, but also by overloading the flanks. And this is why I want us to heavily overload the left flank, which we've seen be really effective in the last couple of games between Simmons, Odobert and Udogie. Those rotations can really unsettle Villa and pull players towards them while also overloading their limited numbers in the wide areas. My early prediction is that Udogie is going to have lots of joy this game because I think third man runs with his athleticism could be something to break Villa's high line. So you might see Odobert playing to Simmons while Udogie goes round him and then Simmons plays it through to Udogie to get in behind. I think that's going to be a key theme of this game. But part of the reason I want Bergvall in there is also to do with overloading the left side. I think overloading the left side will attract lots of the Villa players to that side. And then you have someone in Bergvall who's brilliant at switching play. He's got a real good passing range on him, especially those long switches. And so you overload the left, bring all the players from Villa to kind of attract over to that left. And then can you play it into Bergvall to switch play over to Kudus, who will be isolated 1v1. And we know how good he is in those situations. Kudus, with lots of space and ability to attack his fullback, could cause absolute chaos at Aston Villa's defence. I think so much of this game is going to be about trying to pull Aston Villa's narrow and compact shape apart. So having someone that can switch play is going to be really effective. My last point is that I think Brennan Johnson could be a real asset off the bench. I think with Aston Villa's continued high line, but not always having pressure put on the ball, means that the option to play over the top or in behind is often on. And Brennan Johnson is the best player in the squad at timing these runs and then getting in behind. So I do think that this is a game that will suit him if we are level or losing later in the game. He's delivered before against Aston Villa, and I think there's key reasons to this, like I just said. So Brennan Johnson could be someone to really change the game if we need him.